It may be a difficult, uncomfortable topic to talk about, sextortion, but we need to talk about it. Sadly, this fast-growing cybercrime has been linked to self-harm and suicide. Lena Latrell is joining us today. She's a human trafficking survivor and educator. Her work focuses on mental health prevention and online safety. I want to make sure I got your name right there. Thank you, Lena, for joining us here.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Again, your work is deeply rooted in mental health, and you work closely with victims, families, and victims of sextortion. Talk about the feelings they may experience.
Yeah, a lot of them in the victim impact statements that I collected felt as if they had to really fight to get their child's story heard or their family member's story heard. And I think that it's really important that we allow them to do that because it's a growing problem. We all need education on it, and we can hear it from the people that lived it.
Mm-hmm. So what do you see when it comes to people with, mental health challenges, right? They're dealing with anxiety, maybe depression, and how they are targeted online, high-risk targets, right?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. A lot of the extorters that I heard from the families were going after people that were even talking in mental health forums. We had a case, a boy named Daniel, who was extorted through a mental health forum, and people befriended him and then exploited his own struggles that ultimately led to his suicide. So we do see that there is a component where they're specifically targeting people that are struggling and trying to express and get help with their mental health.
Mm-hmm. So talk about the work that's going on right now, right? You were leading efforts to address online sextortion through legislative reform, prevention resources, and families and schools. Talk about all of that.
Yeah, so I am with the Michigan Anti-Trafficking Project, and we have what is called the Human Trafficking Education in Schools Task Force. It's umbrellaed in under the Trafficking Commission through our state, and right now we're working to we really want to see age-appropriate, education that surrounds the topics of both human trafficking and sextortion for people, because we want this to become something where we're working from prevention and not from a reactive standpoint.
Mm-hmm. So how's it going right now?
We just put our task force together, and it's going fantastic. So I'm very curious to see what is going to happen here. We've got a lot of support from different agencies and just a lot of really valuable people on that team. So I'm very excited to see all of their input because they work in so many different communities, so we have great representation.
Lena, what do you want parents to know maybe right now who maybe have not had this conversation with their child, and they're thinking, oh, I don't know if I want to talk about it, but I need to. What do you want them to know, and how should they go about that?
Yeah, it's a tough conversation, absolutely. We want to think that it's not going to happen until it's at our front door, right? And I think it's really important for these, parents to be having open conversations about these things. If we're going to allow our kids to be on the internet, then we have to be honest about what predators are doing on the internet in an age-appropriate manner. And I think really stressing to these kids that if somebody approaches you, extorts you, creates AI-generated photos of you, that it's not the end of the world, and it's definitely not worth losing your life over. No matter what these extorters try to force you to believe, it is not worth taking your life. I think that's the biggest thing that we have to stress right now, because we're seeing a very fast jump from extortion to suicide, and that, I think, is the most important thing that we need to address.
Lena, how did you get involved in all this?
Yeah, a young woman named Dakota had shared her brother Daniel's story, and I was very, very lucky to be able to walk alongside of her as she kind of walked me through what had happened with this online extremism group and what happened with her brother. And that led me to working with other families, like Elijah Heacock's mother, Shannon. She's incredible. He was a child who was exploited using AI-generated photos. He didn't even exchange anything. And then that led me to working with Jordan DeMay's mother, which is a case right here from Michigan, where Jennifer shared with me the different legislative aspects and things that did take place because of Jordan losing his life. And so being able to work alongside of these families really gave me an in-depth experience to say, what can we do, because these families need help, and we need the public to know so that we don't keep, creating more victims, that we can, listen to the survivors of it.
Lena, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Real quickly, I did want to ask you, are you
Yeah.
seeing more cases of sextortion? Is it growing? It's on the rise in Michigan?
Yeah, we had over, I believe, I want to say through NCMEC, which is the National Missing Center for Exploited Children, I want to say it's about 7,000 cases last year, and previously we were looking at around 2,000. So there's
Wow.
exponential growth right now, and those are just reported cases. You know, so a lot of the times we're seeing an explosion right now,
Wow.
which is why we need to be proactive.
Well, thank you for coming on and talking
course,
about this. We
yes.
appreciate you, Lena.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Sarah?